I'm Mark. For work, I run like a little bit of a label called Blue Grey Pink, which has quite a few different facets to it. Our general income, most of the income comes from bookings, where we book the Sewing Room, which is a nightclub and a live music venue, and look after their publicity. We run a songwriters event called Leadable Songwriters Club, and we do occasional events like Way Way West and stuff like that. But then we also work with a few bands that we help with releases and promotions and put their records out or the CDs out. And then I also do management, which is a big passion of mine, and I work with an artist called Noah Dillon. I don't know, I just loved it. It was something I did straight out of high school. I wasn't a really good musician, like I only learned to play guitar when I was 18, later in, not as early as some people, and it's just something I wanted to do. Like I just wanted to tour and play shows and be in a band, and it just kind of evolved. I was really good at emails.
Yeah.
And I was the manager kind of guy in the band, and I just kind of kept doing things, and it led to different jobs and different spaces, and here I am. Yeah, it definitely was a choice.
Yeah.
I vividly kind of remember moments of like being young and walking through RTRFM or meeting people doing things and seeing people behind the scenes and kind of being like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it, was a point where I stopped being like my dream was about touring to more like my dream was just about being a part of the community and doing things. I love it. I mean, the WA music community is amazing. There are so many great artists, and like I feel like when I see them perform compared to other parts of the world, they really shine, and we have amazing songwriters that do really great stuff here, and the community is really supportive. Like it's a smaller community than some other parts of the world, but it's just really supportive. Like you see genres cross over really easily. I would say music is really hard to get into.
Yeah.
It's not, like there are a lot of great courses through TAFE and unis that provide an opportunity to do a lot of things and learn, but it's like an industry that you work on, and it's all experience and knowing people, and until you just keep chipping away at things, like it's pretty hard to get into it, and it's kind of unreliable work as well. It's kind of risky. I think music people tend to have a weird dedication to things. It varies a lot. I work for myself, so I kind of choose what I do when I want. It's a lot of like I get up and sit at my computer for hours and respond to inquiries or plan for the future. Depending on what release is coming up or what tour or what project, you'll be working on that a lot. And then there's often meetings or Zoom calls, and it's a lot of sitting at a computer, and then usually you get to nighttime and you're probably invested in something that's happening somewhere, so you're out at a show, come home late and do it all again the next day. The best bit is when it all comes together, like when you've planned a tour for months and then they're off on the road, or like seeing an artist perform to a full room and seeing people connect with that and knowing that you are part of bringing that experience together, that's the best part. Yeah, so I grew up in Denmark and Albany originally.
Nice, regional.
Regional, yeah. And so I did TAFE there, and then I met the WAM regional director, Nigel, who was very supportive, and I spent a lot of years just going to him and asking for advice and opinions on things. And then at some point, he hooked me up with the Swan Hotel in North Fremantle.
Yes,
which he booked at some point in
That's
his
right,
life.
he did, yeah.
He hooked me up with them, and I ran their events. I booked for the venue. I got paid like $50
Yep.
for every booking we did.
Yeah.
And it was like one of my first music jobs.
Yep.
It was hard.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to book. I mean, I was lucky in the sense that I'd spent a lot of years just booking shows for my bands and,
Okay, yeah.
and running events, so I kind of knew how to do it. But it's a whole different experience when you're not working with your own bands or or dealing with people and their expectations and what they want and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you're meeting, especially that space was like meeting a lot of up and comers or people my age in a similar kind of position, and a lot of people that I met there, we've all grown together and moved on to different roles and stuff like that. And it turned out to be, it's the thing that I make the most income from at the moment.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be like a good job. There are a lot. Like, for a while I was working as a salesman at Harvey Norman selling microwaves. And like learning to be able to talk to people and selling is like, once you kind of figure out those skills, you can apply it to, this is why you should book my band kind of deal.
Yeah.
And being not afraid to jump on the phone or talk to people you don't know.
Yeah.
So those kind of skills and like learning to be forgiving and approachable and communicating is like a really, really big thing.
Yeah.
I was a pretty shy kid, so it took me a while. I'm still pretty shy sometimes, so it took me a while to just be able to talk to people confidently and be able to communicate effectively.
Yes, like come out of your shell and...
And it helps that most things are done by email now, which... And I'm really good at spreadsheets. Having everything planned out is so important, so you can just look back and be like, all right, that's how we did it last time. That's how we'll do it this time. Here is the schedule and timeline.
Yeah.
You need all that stuff. You sure you want to work in the music industry? No, it'd just be being in it, like organize things, talk to bands, run shows, talk to venues, just be around it as much as you can, volunteer for events and festivals and see as much as you can. And it definitely took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do, and just sort of saying yes to things for a while was really important. So if someone was like, could you do this? And also not being afraid to kind of, if you want to do something, to ask, be like, hi, can I help on this? Can I work on this event? Have you guys got any jobs going? I like what you do. That kind of stuff is really important. And like it's a tough industry where there isn't a lot of income and risky things sometimes. So, being able to give up your time and work for free and volunteer on some stuff is what will lead to opportunities. Once you do something a few times and people know you're good, they might pay you for it the next time.
Right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time again. Great to talk to you, and it's great to hear about like what you do and your side of the industry. It's a lot of people don't see it. It's always behind the scenes, and there's a lot of work that gets put into like Noah Dylan's tour before it's even announced to the world. So thank you for sharing some insight on that.
Pleasure.